What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video on this lovely Saturday. I am excited to get into a story that dropped earlier this morning on The Athletic. NFL insiders are saying that Robert Saleh really did his best to recruit an offensive coach in the offseason, but failed for one reason in particular. So The Athletic put out a story, an article earlier today, and the main thing that they were talking about was Robert Saleh, who just lost his job, but he did try this offseason to add an offensive coach and just came up empty. And here's the list of names that he took a swing at: Eric Bieniemy, Cliff Kingsbury, Luke Getsy, and Arthur Smith. All four guys have been offensive coordinators in the NFL, and two of those four guys have even been head coaches in the NFL. Not shocking, Connor Hughes has been on the Arthur Smith one for a while. It feels like he's discussed that one at length, that the Jets were interested in adding Arthur Smith to the Jets. The implication from Connor Hughes and also this article is that no one was interested in coming here to the New York Jets because Nathaniel Hackett would still be the offensive coordinator in name. Now, you look at where everyone is. Eric Bieniemy is a college offensive coordinator at UCLA. Cliff Kingsbury, Luke Getsy, and Arthur Smith are all NFL OCs elsewhere. You have Kingsbury with Washington doing a really nice job. Getsy's with the Raiders, and Arthur Smith is in his first year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The three guys who are in the NFL are all having varying degrees of success. Kingsbury has Washington third in offensive DVOA. Smith and the Pittsburgh Steelers are 22nd. Luke Getsy and the Raiders are 28th. So Pittsburgh and the Raiders are worse than the New York Jets in offensive DVOA. The Jets rank 21st in the league right now, which isn't good enough. They need to improve that, by the way. But Cliff Kingsbury has by far done the best. And to be fair, he has the best quarterback of the bunch. Jaden Daniels as a rookie has looked really, really impressive, and that offense as a whole has looked very impressive under Kingsbury in Washington. I've liked Cliff Kingsbury for a while. I liked him the first go around in the Gase year when they tried to hire Gase in 2019. He had some early success with the Arizona Cardinals, but then it kind of fell off a little bit. Sure, injuries played a factor, but started out okay and then kind of cooled as his tenure went on. For Arthur Smith, he was someone that I liked in the Robert Saleh one. I mean, he ends up getting the job in Atlanta, and let's be honest, that offense was not very good in Atlanta, and he made a lot of mistakes there. But I was impressed with his work in Tennessee. I mean, he had the offense cooking with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, and I don't think anyone's confusing Ryan Tannehill with this elite level quarterback. But in his stops with the Falcons, they never really had a good offense under his watch. And Pittsburgh, granted, yes, they're dealing with Justin Fields at quarterback and maybe eventually Russell Wilson also, and there's some question marks with some of the effort of their playmakers, but still, nonetheless, offense isn't that good. I'm not the biggest Luke Getsy fan. I don't think he did a good job with the Raiders or the Chicago Bears, but guess what? There's a connection to Aaron Rodgers. He worked with Rodgers in Green Bay. So, of course, that's where the link comes from on that one. Again, I can't really sit here and tell you that I'm all that surprised that the New York Jets tried to do something different offensively. They were absolutely abysmal last year. And yes, certainly the injury to Aaron Rodgers did not help things. And they had god-awful, horrific play at the quarterback spot. They only had 11 passing touchdowns on the season. Aaron Rodgers, with all of his struggles, has 7 so far through 5 games. So he is on his way to beating that from last year, which again is nothing to write home about, but it's just, you look at the difference there is a difference. But there were some other mistakes. For instance, they pretty much brought the entire staff back offensively. They made a couple of tweaks, like a running back coach change, a wide receiver coach change. But, you know, if Nathaniel Hackett was coming back, that's one thing. But, you know, Downing's back and he's taking over as the play caller. And arguably the worst one of them all, Keith Carter, is back as the offensive line coach. And the offensive line struggled mightily the last 2 weeks. They got to give them credit. In pass pro, they were significantly better the first 3 weeks of the year. That fell off a cliff the last 2 weeks. And guess what? The first 5 weeks of the year, they've been absolutely abysmal as run blockers. So this is a little bit frustrating. Not surprised, but a little bit frustrated because, you know, the Jets clearly had a quick hook with both Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett. And it makes me feel like if you're going to make this move, maybe do it in the offseason. And again, I'm not like sitting here and telling you that the Jets made some sort of massive mistake by firing Robert Saleh and by demoting Nathaniel Hackett. I think it was something that needed to be done. But you can make the case that, hey, if you made these moves in the offseason, you would have likely had better candidates at both the head coach and on the offensive coordinator spot. So that just makes or adds another hurdle to what the Jets have to go through in this 2024 season. Anyway, let me know your reaction to this story that came out. Did the Jets make some sort of mistake here? Would you have liked to see the Jets add a different offensive coach in the offseason? If so, who? Hindsight is going to tell you Cliff Kingsbury because he had the most success. But for me on this list, like not including what they did this year, body of work, the two that really stand out to me are Kingsbury and Arthur Smith. Bieniemy hasn't really had success away from Andy Reid, and something seems up where he never gets a head coaching opportunity. I kind of wonder why that is. And Getsy, has the Rodgers connection, but it's just another coach who hasn't had success elsewhere. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you next time.